Folks,
hello.
I am pmcTRILOGY. I'm here to play G-Saviour for the PlayStation 2. I'm going to have them introduce themselves from my left to right.
I'm Froob. I like Gundam, and my homework was to watch the live-action movie of this, which was actually surprisingly decent.
My name is DE Cosmic, and I am also a PS2 enjoyer. I've played that console once or twice before. I am the second fastest G-Saviour in the world.
I'm DB Cade. I also enjoy the Gundam game and the funny PS2 Gundam games. And,
awesome.
Yeah.
So if you don't know this game, this is the first Gundam game for the PlayStation 2. This launched in September 2000. It's a JP exclusive. We're going to do an any % run here. So you're going to see a good bit of mobile suit variety. The game will start when I hit new game here. So I'm going to give a countdown from 3, 2, 1, go. It's time. It's time. The legend of G-Saviour has just begun. Speaking of time, this game is set in the Universal Century 224, which means that arguably it is the furthest point forward in the main Gundam timeline, started by the original Mobile Suit Gundam. That is an important bit of trivia that you should bring up whenever you're talking to anyone about G-Saviour, the PS2 game. This is also, so this game is a direct sequel to the movie that Froob watched. And so this is the same suit that appears in the movie. Now I have some management of meters and bars to do here. So I'm gonna let my commentators talk about what the bars are on screen while I'm very, very focused on them.
Yeah, so the upper right-hand corner here, we're gonna have 3 bars. The red is obviously the health there in the middle. The very upper right-hand corner, it says hover. It's a small blue bar right now. You cannot hover without. This is what's the mode that PMC is in right now. We're going to hear a beeping when it gets low. This is the sound that PMC is paying attention to, and he wants it to be as low as possible so that he can squeeze out as much of the hover mode movement speed as he can per bar. But if he lets it go too far, then he's going to have to walk around just on his 2 feet for a little while. We don't want that.
Yeah,
so
walking bad, and it takes a long time to recharge.
Oh yeah, especially if you just let it expire. The bar on the bottom underneath the health is going to be the shield, and we're pretty much always going to have the shield up. It just guards you against stray shots from the front. I should note, only from the front. Sometimes the game betrays you and goes, I'm going to hit you from the front anyway for your health, but right now you see it just kind of dipped there a little bit. It'll refill once PMC lets go of the shield button as well. Fortunately, those things are like the shoot and the shield are on the shoulder buttons, so they're really easy to navigate in terms of like managing them all. That was pretty close. Nice, dude.
Nice.
I think it's like, if I let hover empty during this run, I'll $10 for every hover empty. I gotta tell you right now.
Hey.
$20 for a death. All right. We'll see what happens.
There's also a G symbol at the bottom there. You don't need to worry about that. The number 3 will be there for quite some time, and it'll come into play toward the end of the run.
Yeah, that's Men in Black territory. Don't press that button. we don't use that button.
Also, the music on this stage, I just want to say, is like some of my favorite in the entire game. This is the quick step here. This is what we're going to use in lieu of the hover mode while we're waiting for it to recharge. It takes about 2 quick steps for the hover meter to recharge from the points where PMC is going to be letting it expire.
Yeah, by the way, the music in this game probably number 1 Gundam soundtrack ever.
If you search G-Saviour soundtrack, you get the results for this game first, not the movie, and there's a reason.
It's definitely the best soundtrack in a Gundam game I've played, but I've only played this Gundam game.
Wow. You know, speaking of PS2 games, Cosmic, you played some action games, and so I want you to tell me how good the sword combat in this game is.
Oh, it rivals only to Devil May Cry, honestly. Van Helsing's got nothing on this, dude. So the sword combat in this game is actually context sensitive. So G-Saviour 1 here, or 1 G-Saviour, is going to actually take a slow animation there to pull out his sword, and then he's going to get clocked because he's 1 G-Saviour. We're not full G-Saviour yet.
So ideally in this game, you don't want to get too close to the opponent.
No.
Because you'll go into your close combat mode, which is with your beam saber. And beam sabers are cool, but not in this game because they're extremely slow, sluggish. You can't cancel them. And as you see here, this is slashing.
Is it Gundams or is it bumper cars? Who can say? Yeah. I don't really know.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate with one G-Saviour specifically because he has like an entirely separate weapon that he has to pull out. Later on, when we get some of the other mobile suits, they just have the sword attached to the arm already, so they don't have to go through that big, drawn-out animation.
One of the things I really liked about the live-action movie was how, like, all the mobile suits actually had weight to them. It's nice to see them respect that with this game.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're heading on to the second. So as just mentioned, we start this game with the original G-Saviour. In contrast to G-Saviour the movie, which kind of hides how much it's related to Gundam, G-Saviour the PS2 game actually has a few references. I think in the lore, this is supposed to be the remains of Angel Halo, which is a reference to Victory Gundam for all the people who watched Victory Gundam. And if you haven't watched Victory Gundam, you should. That's, just my advice at any time. You can always feel safer watching Victory Gundam. And there's some other fun things in here. Like, we're not going to probably see it too close. In this area, there is right there on the left next to that turret, there's like a broken mobile suit that's clearly, I think it's a Gelgoog or something like that. I actually forget. I should have checked to remember. Someone's like, oh my God, dude, that's a Zaku. What did you do?
It's a Zaku shout out.
Is it? Oh, God. But yeah, so this is another level we're gonna through. This is gonna be a pretty sleepy level at the end, though. So I might go ahead and say, as we're going through the last of this level, might be some good time for some donations if we have any donations.
With you running, of course we do. You have $45 from SafeC. This one goes out to all the mothers out there. It's very cool to see you run this on stage at a GDQ after getting to see you run it off stage in the practice room last AGDQ. Also, Tapioca says hi.
Yo, hi, Tap. So SafeC is saying that for a reason. We're not going to be able to hear it in this run, but the credits music is, if you've played Castlevania and you're like, I Am the Wind, like that style of video game ending ballad, this game has a very similar ballad called Dear Mother. And it's just like, the lyrics are just like, you are the best mother that I could ever have. And it's just, when you're finished a Gundam game, I think that's really, all right, that's on me.
That's the hover. So now you're going to see it's going to take about 4 quick steps, really, for it to start charging.
Yeah, it's a demonstration.
Yeah.
That was intentional.
Calculated.
It wasn't just me talking about Dear Mother, the credit song for G-Saviour for the PS2.
Yeah, did we mention you can walk in this game and like turn around? Like,
oh yeah, it's sort of like tank controls just when you're not in hover.
Right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
When you're not in hover, the controls are like tank controls, and then when you are in hover, like when I'm moving to the left or strafing to the left, that's straight left on the stick. That isn't like at an angle. This is actually an intentional death.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding about this one.
It's scripted. It's scripted.
Yeah, that's scripted.
We promise it's scripted.
Would I lie to you? Yes. All right, but good news. You might say, wow, that seemed kind of slow. Was that kind of sluggish? And frankly, it was. But that means that we now get to upgrade. All the mobile suits for G-Saviour were designed by the original Gundam mechanical designer Kunio Okawara. And that includes even the suits exclusive to the game, such as the G-3rd Saviour, which is the one we got here. This guy's got a way big meter. Like, all of his meters are just big.
Yes.
He looks flashy. He moves faster. He shoots more. It's a good time.
Yeah, this suit is just incredibly fast. Like, huge hover bar. And this is really where you're going to kind of get to see, like, I guess, like, longer-term hover management really come into play, because in some of these later levels, too, there's going to be spots where PMC might not necessarily have an empty hover meter, but he's going to let it refill in order to have, it have full hover for certain, like, more dense spots of enemies. There's these bombs here that we're just going to kind of shoot down as well. This level is pretty cool too, because it has a couple of like forks in the road that you just kind of have to swerve to the right on, but it's neat that it at least gives you the option to kind of go around in a couple different ways when you go through on playthroughs.
Yeah, playing this, it almost might look like I'm playing a rail shooter. I could turn around and go back. This is a speedrun, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, it's interesting how it is a very, very linear game. It's a straightforward game. I should mention, all of the cutscenes have spoken English.
Yes.
And so you can play this. Like, this is a very playable game for an English speaker. If it looks interesting to you, if you want to learn more about the legend of G-Saviour, you can begin your legend of G-Saviour as well. It is very accessible.
Yeah, very funny dubbing.
Yes.
It is.
The dubcast overlaps with the Shenmue dubcast. So, if that is of interest to you, that's a good one to do.
By the way, the only thing you have to truly worry about in this level is the bombs, because they're proximity based. So you don't want to get caught by them because they actually kind of go over your hitbox and hit multiple times. And actually, pmcTRILOGY really did a good job with that strafing. Yeah, you can only really strafe left to right in hover mode.
This boss right here, Spearhead C, is a little bit finicky because we want to walk up to him and melee. I don't know why that whiffed. Come on, G-Saviour. All right, so we're going to line it up. We're going to have to do a little bit of micro adjustments every time we swing the sword, depending on where he goes. Hey.
There we go. There we go. That wasn't perfect, but
thank God for G-Saviour.
That guy is so squirrely. He can just leave the planet, and I'll never see him again. All right.
Is that the mission you're not supposed to mash on?
No, that's fine. Cool. Sorry, I just need to look at Cosmic while I do this menu. Wait, all right, wait. Okay, this is important. Okay. All right. This is very important. So I actually have to choose a mobile suit. I'm not choosing the default mobile suit here. I'm looking at them. All right, wait, I gotta, okay. This is the one I gotta skip. And then.
Oh, you're choosing. The boss fight gets a little more tricky, but still pretty fast. You know, you can't like.
Okay.
Just jam out to the music, everyone.
It's some good music, I'll be honest.
Oh, yeah.
The soundtrack is very, very solid, you know.
I can jam out to some love that I've been in for you. Fantastic. $20 from Musical Daredevil, who says, those buildings don't look very OSHA compliant. Thank you for that. We also have Archie donating $25, who says, I love Garfield Savior. I'm curious what that means later on, and judging by the reaction of our runner, I really want to know what that means later on. We also have some love for our model Gundam builders. $10 from Mint, who says, G-Saviour, my favorite Canadian Gundam. Master grade win, Bandai. I agree. Speaking of, Wolf with a Gundam donated $25. Said, come on, Bandai, give us the MG G-Saviour already. I agree. And this is totally not coming from someone that has multiple copies of Death Scythe Hell custom built on her shelf. Not at all. As we are working on doing some more awesome Gundam Gunpla, I want to hear from all of you. Really, it's Gundam. I want to hear your favorite Gundams. I'm a girl that came from the Gundam Wing days. Yes, I know it's a thing, but again, it's Death Scythe Hell, and Duo is awesome. So if you want to tell me what your favorite Gundam is, and I'm seeing plenty of love for our wonderful Canadian Gundam G-Saviour, make sure you are putting !donate in the chat, clicking that link, and putting some donations into a wonderful cause that is Prevent Cancer Foundation. Of course, as a reminder, you know, if you want to see some more content, because I love seeing more marathon. I don't want to go home. I want to stay here and see all the fantastic runs. But speaking of fantastic runs, we can do a bonus any % run of Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana, after Bramhall the 5th completes their full run of Ys 8. We have to meet the donation total of $8,000, and we are already a fifth of the way there. So if you want to see that run, make sure you're putting your donation towards those incentives. But I'm done talking for right now because we are all ready to go. We have built our newest Gunpla, and I am sending you back over to pmcTRILOGY to continue this fantastic run of G-Saviour any %. Hello again, friend.
Again, excellent. All right, so we'll pick up right here where we were on stage 4. You know, I was thinking now might be a great time. So of course, this is a Gundam game, which means it is an anime game, and there's a lot of great anime games out there. Mr. DBK, could you tell us where people could go if they want to speedrun anime games?
Yeah, if you want to speedrun anime games or just celebrate watching anime or anime games, there's the Anime Speedrun Discord. Lots of awesome people in there who will help you route games. And even if you're just curious about what games are out there, it's a great kind of compendium of all the information that's out there. So shout outs to the anime speedrun community, and yeah, PMC-san is pretty much the mecha guy in our group. Any Gundam, any mecha game, this guy knows everything. Like, I am not kidding. And he has a what do you call it? Like a audio podcast.
Oh yeah, I do as well. I mean, part of the reason I played G-Saviour was because I do a anime podcast, and we got asked to cover G-Saviour, and so I was like, why not play the game? Why not check it out? And as it turns out, it's a great game and also a fun speedrun, so very, very happy to do that. Now, we talked before about how bad the G1 Saber is. The good news here is that the G3 Saber comes out immediately, has a huge hitbox, is way safer than that first Saber fight, so that makes my life, this is very easy compared to the first chapter fight.
That was optimal.
That was optimal. It was really good. Yeah, Raid can be difficult because he actually shields and blocks.
Yeah.
That is more on shielding and blocking, Sue. That's a topic for sure. Now, the good news is that at this point, we're going to get unlocked the most powerful mobile suit in the game, which is the G-Saviour ground attack mode. It has roller skates, and so all of the stuff that we talked about before with hover management, we're done with that. We just have skates now. We don't have to ever turn them off. But things can happen. What could happen to me?
A lot of things, really. So, number one, this is really where we sort of get into where enemy density becomes very important in the run, managing the enemies that are on screen, because when you're playing in the mobile Gundams that have the hover mode, they can shoot while maintaining their momentum. However, the G-Saviour aggressive inline that you see on the screen right now, it has to actually break its momentum and rocket backwards whenever it shoots its beam rifle in the roller mode. So you can get through a lot of areas easier by not shooting things because you just sort of will just skate right past them. But there's some shots where you just kind of have to take out a couple of enemies to lower the density in the area and stop them from, firing projectiles at your back where your shield can't cover you. On the radar that's in the left, like bottom left corner of the screen, where you'll see these orange things flying everywhere, the orange dots, those are actually the projectiles. So PMC is actually going to be able to keep track and sort of juke around depending on where he thinks like the enemies are going to aim at him. Yeah. And this is really just because it's not optimal to just take your time shooting everything with this. As powerful as the beam rifle is for the G-Saviour aggressive inline, it's just breaking your momentum constantly is actually going to open you up to more enemy fire than just rocketing through.
Yeah, Gundam Air Gear's beam actually has piercing, so it is the best weapon in the game because it'll hit multiple enemies in a row, but yeah, you want to use it sparingly. Well, most of the time we're worried in this game about if we let an enemy live, and let's say, we don't have to worry about it anymore, but the hover ran out, enemies can shoot you from behind or on the side, but now we go even more fast.
One thing I don't want to go fast or words. We just skated by $350,000 for Prevent Cancer Foundation.
Let's go.
Thank you, everyone, for your generous donations. Let's keep them coming.
Ooh, you know what I love on the PlayStation 2? I love 3 FPS gameplay. It's my favorite thing. We're going to turn around here and... Oh, yeah. Here we go.
That's great.
Oh, no.
Ooh, that's got a nice crunch to it.
This is PowerPoint is my favorite console. All right. It's the Electric Effects are doing this. Yeah. So with this boss, they have iframes in their dodge, and they'll do their dodge if they're facing towards you. And so being at the bottom of the bowl gives you more good angles to shoot them at. You might wonder, why not saber them? This guy has a tackle, and he will go through your shield and one-hit kill you if you try to saber him, which, believe me, I've spent time doing that, and it doesn't work. I wish it did.
Very nice.
Nice. Very good, dude.
Yeah, awesome. Really good RNG, too.
Yeah, thankfully he didn't dodge too many. There were some extras the first few times, but we got through it.
Yeah, after the shot, he'll turn left or right or back, and he didn't turn forward towards us, so. awesome.
It is upsetting. Now we get into, I think, the coolest chapters. This game, the way this game scales difficulty, both through the game and also across difficulties, like easy, hard, whatever, is by number of enemies. And so now that we're at the end of the easy playthrough with chapters 6, 7, and 8, things are going to get a little busier.
Oh yeah, the movement in this level, I think, is probably some of the most fun in the run. You're just constantly bobbing and weaving between enemies. That is a great shot right there. Very clean stuff, dude. Just took out 3 enemies immediately, only needed to break his momentum once, and it can just keep blasting through.
Yeah, there's some really annoying proximity mines coming up, so that's the other, if you can shoot and dodge around those.
Yep, there it is.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
really nice.
Absolutely. Yep, good.
Let's go.
The thing, too, we mentioned about the camera in this game, when you're in hover mode, you can't turn the camera manually in a way that's convenient. So you just have to know where you need to head to.
Okay.
The power is overwhelming, I must admit. It's too strong. But that's okay, because I see some Gundam opinions that I would like to share with everybody.
Gundam opinions.
Oh.
There's a lot of those.
I'm grinning evilly right now. So we have
Season 2 better than Season 1.
We have $10 from Faulty Sage. This hand of mine glows with an awesome power. Its burning grip tells me to defeat you. Take this, my love, my anger, and all of my sorrow. Shining Finger. Mobile Fighter G Gundam is the best. Thank you, Faulty Sage, for that wonderful donation. We have $25 from Celine. I hope I said that exclamation point with the appropriate amount of exclamation and pointedness. I don't know why people ask for live action Gundam when it already exists. Stargazer for the win. All right, we have $25 from Kona. Love seeing Gundam rep in the marathon. Gotta shout out my favorite Gundam, Shining Gundam. Thank you so much. Comrade Coyote has $10 with the comment of, it's a Gundam? It is. It's a fantastic Gundam. It's a Canadian Gundam and a wonderful run by pmcTRILOGY, and we are working to bring it back on. In the meantime, we have another Gunpla comment of $25 from Serene Arcweaver, who says, as a lifelong Gundam fan and owner of a physical DVD copy of G-Saviour, I had to donate during the G-Saviour run. Prevent cancer, and remember, Gunpla is freedom. And I could tell by the runner nodding his head. Well done on that physical DVD copy. I approve. And you know what I think we can also get some approval on? We are ready to go with some more G-Saviour, with some more pmcTRILOGY. So heading back your way, good sir.
All right, let's get back into it. On that note, I believe that DVD printing might be the only physical version of the movie, but I think we would all love a Blu-ray of G-Saviour. I don't know if anyone watching could help out with that. Just saying. But yeah, let's skip. This is a really fun stage. Lots of weaving through things. I believe this stage is allegedly the remains of the Titan's base in Mount Kilimanjaro from Zeta Gundam. I think this is what it's supposed to be. But we can just zip right through, straight to the end. Let's talk about this boss, the boss I'm about to do here.
Yeah, this boss is pretty cool. It's actually split into 2 different enemies, so their health bar is just, you take out 50%, you kill one of them. So PMC is going to head over to the left-hand side here against the first enemy, turn on the skates, and just stun lock him with the beam rifle. He's actually going to be baiting him slightly into the, oh my goodness, the bombs nearly went off. So he's actually baiting this enemy into his long melee animation just to take him out more quickly with no retaliation. Here comes
the giant spinning laser.
That is then blocked by a very small shield for very small amounts of shield damage. Now, I'm no expert in lasers, but I feel like that should do a lot more damage than it really does.
You're saying the optics aren't great?
That's true, yes.
Well done, by the way. That was really cool.
That was actually another strat that PMC added into the run when he got into the game, because people were playing that a little more safe, using the missiles from afar, kind of ducking behind cover. And then I think one day PMC was just doing runs and he just shielded the laser and went, that's all the damage it did?
What if I just walked into the laser? What if I just exposed myself to giant lasers? And actually, that was the answer, to expose myself to giant lasers.
I was gonna say, I feel like a couple of Gundam protagonists have definitely taken on that role a couple of times as well.
No, okay.
We got him.
I bounced off him a little bit, but it's fine.
Safe.
Yeah, so mission 7 here. This is definitely one of the main levels where enemy density can get a little bit intimidating, but really clean movement will just alleviate you of a lot of the pressure of wanting to take, a bunch of them down, because PMC is doing a little bit of safety shots here and there just for the sake of the marathon, but a lot of this level really is just trying to skate past as much of it as you can.
Yeah,
There's gonna be a shot coming up here too, where he's gonna line up an enemy with the proximity bomb.
Ooh,
Got him.
Nice.
And then we'll just be able to skate on through. Yeah. This is I think really where a lot of G-Saviour runs, this mission and the next mission, are really where a lot of G-Saviour runs come to die.
Yeah.
Because some of those levels are pretty short, in the beginning of the game, but this one is just so long, and you can get really, okay, we're gonna do G3 FPS Saviour gaming right now.
Nice.
So I'm gonna shoot missiles and look away, so it doesn't get so laggy.
There was, as you saw at the beginning of the mission, only 30 missiles available, but they are the best damage in the game.
Oh yeah.
Nice, good clear.
Very good.
Some slowdown.
Oh,
that guy got him a lucky
that
hit.
was saucy.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness.
All right. We're all fine here.
We're all right.
Okay.
Nothing doing.
All right.
Gonna recharge the shield here a little bit. Take these guys out. And then, I thought that shot was actually gonna get both of them.
I'm trying to get, there we go, I got a double there. Okay.
Nice, yeah.
I was like, let me just play a little safe here.
Yeah.
No. All right, so that's a great example of how, if you're really trying to do runs of this game, there's checkpoints on the bosses, but there are not checkpoints in the middle of stages. So as you can see here, I'm now back at the beginning of the stage. So it is not kidding around. I'm gonna go a little more aggressive here when it comes to killing people, just so we don't hold things up here. But that's a great example of just sort of sometimes, even as you're thinning things out, even as you're moving around, you'll get into situations where they're just going to hit you from behind. And especially too, as you can see, there's a lot of stun on getting hit, and getting hit by the mobile suit shots or explosions will knock you out of hover, and that of course that makes you vulnerable as well.
Yeah, this is especially bad with the first G-Saviour model, where you can absolutely just get stun locked by most of the enemies in the game.
Yeah, if anyone's firing at any sort of high fire rate, even slight, I use the term high fire rate very loosely there. That really can ratchet things up very, very quickly. All right, let's see here.
There we get through here again. Nice.
Nice.
You actually got the double this time.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
I missed that the first time, which is unfortunate.
We haven't even talked about the story at all, but I was just thinking.
I mean, the story is kind of it's a classic mobile suits should be piloted by people.
Not AI.
War crimes should be done by people, not robots. Which, I guess, sure. If you want to put it that way. I'm not going to be too choosy.
It's very current to now, right? AI bad, manual labor good. So.
And there's the proximity bomb that's going to get taken out there. There's so many just rocket launchers and missile launchers in the middle of that bridge. Nice.
Oh, very clean, very clean.
Yeah, we're killing everyone here. We might. I want no chances here.
No shot.
Oh,
He
that
tried.
guy
He
tried again.
He was trying to come through there and pull out a knife, and I said no thanks.
Thank God for G-Saviour. Thank God for the machine.
Thank God for the machine. All right, we're just about at the end of this level here.
All right, cool.
That one guy who lived I was like, is he gonna shoot? Is he gonna shoot? Is he gonna shoot? I don't know. All right, now, as we said before, for enemies that aren't that Chapter 5 boss, this weapon will pierce shields. So now I can simply loop this boss, and I'll do this to the next boss as well, where I can just get in his face, bait out the melee, and turn the page, wash your hands, and that's it. He's done. He's cooked. And that's it. Easy peasy. Do a little skate on him.
Nice. So now I believe this is the last mission.
That's right.
Final stage.
Mission 8. This is basically going to be a repeat of Mission 2 in terms of the lead up to the boss. But now we're going to have the aggressive inline skates. And we're going to be able to just swerve through a lot of stuff.
There's going to be a lot more enemies, though.
Oh, it's
So,
true,
you
yeah.
know, things ratchet up quite a bit here. And just like you saw in Chapter 7, that risk of me getting hit in the back and then stun locked to death, that is present. Here, this pan is unskippable, but once the pan is done, I once was timing out an all cutscenes run of this game, and there's a cutscene right there where I can't believe I'm saying this now during the last chapter of this run, but the game did crash during the cutscene, not during the run, and it was a good time. So I always think fondly of that opening of this level. It was a memorable experience, but that won't happen here. All right, this is going to be smooth sailing straight to the end.
That was really clean through that hallway there. Just so many just dense lasers.
All right, I really don't like these guys on the left. I'm gonna try and, okay. Oh, actually, they usually don't die from the missiles, so that was very convenient for me.
Very good.
Oh. Okay, ooh, all right. There's a miss. The missiles are very weird about how they track you in this game. Was that the double? I did get the double there.
No.
That was the beam pierces through the ridges, and we'll grab 2 of them there if I hit the one in the back and time it right.
That was also a particularly good shot because PMC was actually able to shoot in the direction that he was going to want to go anyway. So when his momentum sort of halted, it still just, yanked him in that direction so he could just keep going without actually having to lose any time for that
I
shot.
lost a BB to that guy last week, and I do not like him. This guy's, no, yeah, we're just safety. All right, yeah, you don't.
Nice.
Okay.
I respect
Yep. All right, whatever, fine. See you next time. But that's a lot of this run is making decisions about, how much time do you want to spend fighting enemies? How much do you want to go? I'm gonna, okay. This was a practice room strat.
Yeah.
Oh, that man, okay.
Oh.
All right, I was worried there wasn't room there to squeak through.
That was good.
All right, so now we're gonna return to that fight from Chapter 2 that we lost, but this time we have great power, and we're gonna go ahead and clown this guy, knock him into next week. This is a note, if you want to do all unlockables in this game, you do have to win this fight with base G-Saviour. I don't recommend it. I've done it, but don't do it.
Goodness gracious.
It is beautiful. But yeah, so that was phase 1. There's going to be 3 phases. Don't worry, there's going to be plenty of warning about when time is, so we're going to move on to phase 2 here. Phase 2 is going to be mostly a repeat of phase 3, but now we're on top of an airship in the middle of a large battle between the forces, the 2 sides in this game. Do you know what the 2 sides are called? Huh? Anybody? It's the bad guys are consent. They don't consent. I'm not kidding. And the good guys are the Illuminati. I'm also not kidding. Yeah. Very serious.
I assume the same Illuminati group from the movie.
It's true. All right, phase 3. This is DBK. What am I about to do?
Go find a nice corner, hang out there, and we're gonna wait for this ship to fly on by us, and we're gonna set off our specials. Hopefully, we're gonna do 2 specials.
Oh,
and all
that was a little rough.
That was not much damage.
Don't worry, it's gonna come back to
Okay.
try and do things and fly over
good.
you.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Wait,
Very nice.
Okay. All right, time is going to be when this score screen disappears, and time.
GG.
We got through it. Excellent.
Very good.
The Legend of G-Saviour. Awesome. Thank you to GDQ for having me. Thank you to my couch for being up early for this run. Shout outs to the other G-Saviour runners, Gundam Goku, Omax, Andy Speedwagon. Obviously, I'm building on what they have done. Very much appreciated. Shout outs to my partner, Icy. I can't wait to be home to see you. I also wanted to mention that this past year, a close family member had been dealing with some cancer. So being able to do this run matters a lot to me. I very much appreciate that opportunity. But that's going to be it for me. I want to say that this is G-Saviour. His legend has just begun.
The ringleader of the rebellion has been arrested. The official army will arrive shortly.
Thank you again so much.